Hey everybody, welcome to the Jedi Knights Watch. We have another 6 scale figure to review for you. This is from Hot Toys. This is Superman from the Justice League movie. Justice League movie came out just about, a year ago. Came out last fall. Actually broke a lot of box office records around the world, but I think most of us would say that this movie kind of fell on its face and wasn't as good as it could have been. Now, we have heard recently that the Snyder Cut will be revealed sometime in 2021, and everybody's really excited about that, and I think that's just something else to kind of bring more hype to this figure. And DC, hopefully they can make a comeback with some of these movies. Really excited to get my hands on this figure, and this is my first Superman, so excited to unbox and review him for you guys. Taking a look at the box, we have a portrait of Henry Cavill as Superman on the front, and really nice image there. And then taking a look on the back, it has a cool Justice League saying, or a quote, "You can't save the world alone," and it has the Flash, Cyborg, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and Aquaman's logo in it, so that's really cool. And it has all the credits kind of on the back and some warnings and stuff like that. And it has an outer sleeve, so if you take that off, you can see right into the box. It has like a window display of the figure, so you can see him. And yeah, it looks really cool. Let's get him out of the box and get a little further into detail about this figure. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the stand that the figure comes with. As you can see, it comes with the typical Justice League stand, so all of the other Justice League figures come with this stand. And it has the nameplate on the front. Superman says Justice League. And the base has a lot of nice detail on it. Kind of looks like a metal or some sort of industrial material, but it's really lightweight and there's not a whole lot to it. So it looks kind of heavy duty, but it is really lightweight. We have the kind of the waist grabber, really nice dynamic stand, I guess this would be. So you can have him flying or floating, and you can do a lot with this figure. So it's really good that they included a dynamic stand with this figure, and honestly, if they did it any other way, it would be a flat-out disappointment. I know some of the older Iron Man figures didn't come with a dynamic stand, and it's just, he's a flying figure, so what, why wouldn't you? So really good by Hot Toys making sure that they're doing that. Alright, here are most of the accessories that Superman comes with. And if you guys were with us when we did our Night King review, you saw how little accessories he had. Well, this guy has even less accessories, it seems like. Really all he comes with are 3 extra pairs of hands and another head sculpt. We have the owner's manual, or the directions, right here, which is very important. Tells you how to remove the head sculpt without fading the paint, and how to change the batteries and the extra head. So make sure that you do read those. Very important. You don't want to break these figures. And looking here, we have in the first set of hands just kind of an open hand. Kind of looks like Thing from the Addams Family. Oh, I'm just kidding. And here we have kind of like a looser hand, but just a different pose for it. And then another open hand, but his fingers are kind of together, so just kind of a variance there. And on the figure, he comes with his closed-fisted hands, which is probably what I'm going to leave him with. I'm going to be probably doing a simple pose, kind of, I think, floating him in the sky and having Batman kind of look up at him. So really cool to have those two together. Let's take a look at the head sculpts. Alright, here is the Henry Cavill head sculpt that comes with the figure. From the side, really definitely looks like him. It's got the sculpted hair, really good skin tone textures, good paint application. Got his sideburns. The likeness is, I think, spot on. It's kind of furrowing his eyebrows a little bit, which is definitely something that he does in the movie. And the nice thing is, there's no CGI for the mustache. This is just Henry Cavill in all his glory. And then the second portrait that comes with Superman is his laser eyes, and he's got the angry face showing his teeth, and you can see just the red in there, and then these eyes light up, and I'll show you how they do that in a minute. But comparing the two, here we have them. I don't know if it's just the facial expression, but the face on this one looks a little wider And it could just be the face that he's making, like I said. Very good. So I'm typically a collector that doesn't put batteries in my figures. I just don't want corrosion or to go through the hassle of changing them out. But if you guys wanted to do that, this little guy is where the batteries would go in, and you have your little on-off switch. So the batteries would go in up here, and then this slides up in, and you just pop him on the figure. So it's hard to get out like this, but once you pop him on the figure, the head sculpt comes right off, and the battery housing stays right on the figure, and it's really easy to turn it on and off. And now we finally get to take a look at our Superman from Justice League out of the box, and boy is he breathtaking. Right off the bat, the colors really stand out to me. I love this version of Superman. If you go back to the Superman from Man of Steel and from Batman v Superman, the colors of his outfit are going to be more desaturated, more kind of like earth tones, where this is kind of a throwback to the classic Superman from the 70s and the 80s. And I really like this look better. He really stands out when he's on the shelf. It's really a great texture. Again, this is my first Superman, so the outfit here, this has probably been talked about, but I haven't seen it in person before, so it's really exciting for me. But it's almost like a mesh feeling outfit, and the way the light bounces off of it, and the blue and the reds and the gold just stands out. Really attractive, really a big fan of it. I know some people say this isn't quite movie accurate. I know his suit was a lot more saturated in Justice League, and if it's not quite the same, I'm fine with it. I think this looks great, and I believe this is a great figure to have. In my opinion, this is the Superman to have because the wow factor is just there. Getting a closer look at the figure, his outfit is almost like a mesh. It moves around, and ooh, I don't like that. It's got kind of a loose joint here. Not sure what that's all about, but I'm not a big fan of that. This one's really tight, but you can see the seams here. So I would think if this is a guy that you're gonna go hardcore posing with, just be careful in the seams and then possibly in the creases and the elbows. You might not want to do long-term poses with him. I don't know if the suit's gonna really be able to withstand that. You know, here too we have just a little, almost like a defect. But what I've heard too is you got to be really careful of the S on his chest. If you're going to be taking the head off, make sure you're not grabbing right here, because apparently this peels really easy. So the less you touch it, the better off you're going to be. So just be very careful with this figure and try not to be touching the S when you're removing the head or posing him. Taking a look at the cape, I know people have kind of given this flack for how the quality of the cape, but I actually really like it. Maybe I'm just used to the crappy Batman capes, but I love that it's not a cape that you have to put into the figure. It's already attached and it looks great. You know, some of the Dark Knight capes are just a pain in the butt to install and they don't look good. This lays really nice, really kind of a heavy feel, which is good too. It's not too lightweight, so I feel like it's going to drape really nice. And coming down to his lower area, you have his boots. Really good texture, detail. You know, you can feel the texture on this suit, and it looks great. So now let's take him off the dynamic stand and see what he can do with articulation. Alright, coming around to the head. Really good movement. Goes all the way around. Can look pretty far up. And wow, actually you're really far down too. Not quite 90 degrees with the arms. And not a whole lot here either. Wrists. Oh, it's really easy to move his waist, but you can see it's kind of stretching the mesh on the chest. Again, be careful of the S. And he's got a lot of movement in the rib area. And coming down to the legs. Wow, really good movement in the legs. And you can just see again how that's going to fold and bend and crease in his leg area. So again, I'm not sure Not much movement outside of that. He's not going to really be able to do a whole lot of posing. And then his ankles, again, you're not going to want to leave him in this pose for a long time because that's going to crease. I'm surprised Hot Toys didn't figure that out. There's like a gap right here. I'm surprised they didn't fix that because I've heard that was a problem in the old one. So you pretty much want to keep his legs or his feet extended. And turning here. So there you have it. That is the Superman Justice League 1/6 scale figure from Hot Toys. Brand new, just came out. Hopefully you can get your hands on them. Sideshow.com is shipping them out right now. Now let's go back to myself and Rob back in the studio and give you guys 3 things that we love about this figure and 3 things that not so much.
All right, guys, welcome back into the studio with Rob and myself. So the 3 things that we like about this figure, I'll go first. I really love the color scheme of this Superman figure. I think they did a really good job bringing out the colors. If you watch Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, you see that the colors are more earth tones, really desaturated. I love that the in-your-face colors here. Awesome job.
I like how this figure came with 2 head sculpts. I love the red laser eyes and all that. It gives him that angry look. You can really do a lot with all of his... a lot of different stances and everything and different poses with having those 2 head sculpts. And it's not just kind of, hey, I only have like 20 different ways to move him around. Now I got like, and I can do some crazy stuff. So love it. And you said something like usually you need like the special edition, right?
So typically they don't include a second head sculpt unless it's the deluxe version, the DX version they call it. And the third thing that we like that we might be in the minority for, because some guys are all about custom capes and whatever, but I like the cape. It's a thick cape. It's double layered. I like the material. It's heavy, so it drapes really nicely over the figure.
Yeah.
I compare it to the Batman figures where those are really thin. They're so light that they don't mold around the figure. They just kind of flare out and you can't do anything with it. So I think they really did a good job. Plus, you don't have to install the cape. Some of the Batman figures, you have to put the cape in and you have to figure out how to do it. And this guy comes with it already in. I love it.
So what are some things that you don't like with this, Graham?
Yeah, so obviously with every figure, there's going to be some little things that you don't like. One of them is going to be the creases in the ankles as well as the elbows. I do like the material they use for the outfit, but at the same time, they should have put more padding in the ankles.
Yeah.
Over time, you are going to have probably wearing and some tearing in that material. So just be very careful with this figure. I would not keep him in long-term action poses where he's doing a lot of the bending.
Yeah.
So that's something I didn't like.
Inside of his elbows,
yeah,
it's kind of like a little jointy. It's not as bad as some other things that I've seen, but and you have, it's really hard to hide that. I get that. Unless you're like a TMNT and you have like the pads going around it to kind of hide it, but that's just something. You look at the figure and the whole figure looks so realistic, and then all of a sudden you look at his elbows and you're like, oh yeah, it's still fake. But either way, I mean, overall, it's not causing a huge effect on whether I like this figure or not.
So another thing that we don't like is how you have to be very careful with touching the S on his chest.
Yep.
That red kind of metallic look, if you're going to be handling that S or pressing on it, it will peel, and you're going to see little spots where the red is gone, so you really have to be careful of that. Something we don't really like about the figure.
And going back to his elbow, the articulation where, you can only really move his elbow up like halfway. So that kind of stinks. You kind of want to be able to kind of do anything with his arm. That's the cool thing about Hot Toys usually,
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the outfit that restricts him a little bit.
Maybe he's just got too big muscles, and he can't.
Actually, that's probably true. And the knees too. You can't get the knees to come out to a full 90 degree. But other than that, I think that's a little nitpicky for us. But we gotta have a third thing.
Hey, you gotta find something. That's overall, right. We really like the figure. We love Superman, big DC and Marvel guys. So I think I'm more of a Marvel guy. You're more of a DC, but I still love my DC as well.
And I like Marvel.
Yeah, there you go. So we just love superheroes.
So definitely would recommend you guys picking this up. You can get them on sideshow.com, among other websites. I think you got to add them. Even if you have one of the previous Superman figures, I think this one is one that you have to add just because he looks so cool, and you get the extra head sculpt.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts for you, Rob?
No, but I know you have one.
I do? Oh, yeah. I forgot. It would have been funnier if we said it before, but I think the biggest thing that we like about this figure was that they did not add the CGI mustache removal.
Although it would be pretty cool if they added that to a Hot Toy.
Just kind of make it like weird and blurry.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you got a good look at the Superman figure. Let us know if you picked this guy up, if you're going to pass on him, kind of what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Be a part of the watch on Facebook and Instagram. We post a lot of cool pictures of Rob and my collections. Keeps us busy and we have fun with it. So until next time, stay safe and we'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Goodbye.
Gals.